said it right? Mrs. Johnson, you said it right? Okay. Here we go, y'all. Sorry for the interruption. So, now we talking about the median. Median means middle, okay? Remember we talked about how this relates to what? What did I relate median to? What example did I get it
The
to?
second quarter,
Huh?
the second quarter,
No. What did I relate finding the median to? The concrete that you see that divides the what? The road, the highway. That is called the what? Median. It sits in the what? Middle of the road, okay? So, we're looking into this data set. We have to find the number that sits right here in the middle. So how you would do that, okay? We got 1 and 11, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 5, okay? 4 and 5, so our median is what? 4. We knew that we was gonna have one number in the data set because of what? It's an odd set of what? Numbers, okay? So 4. Now our range. We said that the range is the difference between the smallest number and the largest number. What is our largest number? We always begin with the largest number, okay? 11. What is our smallest number?
1.
So 11 minus 1 is what? 10, okay? If you got that correct, let's give each other a round of applause. So your mean was 5, your median was 4, and your range was 10. Does anybody have any questions before we move on? Okay? Take out your math book. We're going to page 579 today. You should keep your learning target and your success criteria out in case you need to take notes on it. Okay, I'm gonna go to the book. I'm gonna follow you along in my book on the Promethean board. Hopefully it'll work good. I can't rely on you today. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna follow you. I have a book, so I'll use this book. Oh, here you go, right here. Okay, here we go on page 579, boys and girls. So as you can see on page 579, it gives you your I can statement, okay? And what you will be successful in completing these pages on today. Okay? At the top, it says step out. Can somebody read number 1 to us? Raise your hand. All right, come on, Miss Clark. I haven't heard from you today.
A veterinarian monitored 18 pregnant cats. The number of kittens per litter is summarized in the table.
Okay, so a veterinarian monitored 18 pregnant cats. They give you a table with that data, okay? The table represents the litter size and the frequency, okay? What does the word frequency mean? That's a vocabulary word.
Something that appears like
the one that occurs the most.
Okay, something that occurs the most, or the number that occurs the most often or occurs the most in a data set, okay? So, it's asking you, and I told you like our book, it always asks you a question on number 1, but then it breaks it down into several parts. So A says, what statistical question might these data have been collected to answer? What statistical data might have, I don't know the word. Okay, what statistical data might have been driven or collected to answer this question? Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Looking at that table, what is a statistical statistical question could be written in regards to the data. Okay, that's what we're trying to see. All right, we know about a statistical question. A statistical question, what's the, referring to your vocabulary, what does statistical question, mean?
A question that has multiple answers.
A question that has a variety of answers. So, I want you guys to create a statistical question in regards to that data set. Okay, that's what you should be doing now in your book. A statistical question has more than one answer to answer the question. So, it says, what statistical question might these data have been collected to answer? Alright? What statistical question might these data, I think it should have been this data, have been collected to answer? So you're creating a statistical question based on the data that you see. What question would you ask? Okay, a litter, boys and girls, refers to, you guys know, like, when dogs have babies? Okay, that's a litter, okay? When a cat has babies, that's a litter as well. That's a cat or kitten litter, okay? Each time a kitten has a litter, it's not always the same amount, okay? Raise your hand if you got dogs and cats, okay? Did you get your dog and cat from birth? Meaning when it was just born, or somebody gave it to you? Okay, anybody got a dog or cat when it was first born? Okay, so I had a dog, you do? Okay, Miss Martin, so do you know how many, you had a dog or a cat? Okay, how many dogs was born the same day your dog was born on from that mother? 2, okay? So Ms. Williams has a dog, or had a dog, and when she was born, there were 5 of them. There were 2 girls born and 3 boys. That is a litter. That's a Yorkie litter. She was a Yorkie, okay? We looking at this data right now. They give you the litter size, then they give you how many, okay? So the first litter, there was only 1 kitten. The second litter, there was how many kittens?
3.
The second litter, there how many?
3.
The third litter, how many?
4.
The fourth litter?
3.
The fifth litter?
3.
The sixth litter?
2.
The seventh litter?
1.
The eighth litter?
0.
Okay? The ninth litter?
1.
Okay? So when it says 0, boys and girls, the kittens might didn't survive in that litter, okay? So, what statistical question? I want somebody to raise their hand and share with us what's the statistical question. Miss White,
What was the litter size of each cat on Green Street last week?
okay? What was the what?
Litter size of each cat on Green Street.
Okay, what was the litter size of each cat? Female cat. And who you said?
What was the litter size of each cat on Green Street last week?
On Green Street. Okay, all right. Anybody else got one? Okay, y'all, we can have possible answers here. So this is you thinking about what question would you ask, okay? What statistical question could you create from looking at the data? Go on, Ms. Hammond.
How many kids per litter were born?
How many kittens per litter were born? Anybody else wanna take a try? Alright? So we should be in the ballpark, boys and girls, around saying, how many kittens are in a cat's litter? What about that? How many kittens are in a cat's litter? Okay? That means there will be multiple answers, right? Because we have multiple what? Litters, okay? B says, since the table shows exact data values, a blank is a good choice to display the data. Plot the data on the dot plot, alright? Plot the data on the dot plot. You guys remember, we talked about dot plot. A dot plot starts from a what? What this is? A number line, okay? So they want you to plot the data on that number line. When you plot the data and you use what we using? Dots. Or we can use X's. X's, this becomes a what? A dot plot. So that data that you see in that table, you should be using it to create the dot plot. So for number one, what did it say for number one? 1, okay? A letter size of 1, you should have a dot, 1 dot over what? 1, okay? Then you go to the letter size 2, okay? My line is not going to be straight. Okay, I'm gonna do the first one, so some of you look a little confused. So for the first letter, we had what? 1. On the second letter, we had how many?
3.
Okay, on the third letter, what do we have?
4.
Alright, this is what you should be doing. Good job. If you finish with that and you feel like you want to go on to C, go ahead and go on to C. While I help some people create their dot plot. I mean to C, not 3, C. Okay? C is asking you to describe the shape, distribution, and range of the data. Describe in your own words. Looking at the dots that you have plotted, describe. What can you describe about the data? Okay, it seems like everybody on C. So boys and girls, let's pause for just a second to make sure that everybody has the same thing. So how many dots should you have over 1?
1.
How many dots should you have over 2?
3.
How many dots should you have over 3?
4.
How many dots should you have over 4?
3.
How many dots should you have over 5?
3.
3. Okay. How many dots should you have over 6?
2.
7.
1.
8.
0.
9.
1.
Okay, good job. All right. We ready for C? Okay. All right. Here we go. Describe the shape, the distribution, and range of the data. Describe what you can see. What do you see? Okay. Does all the points stop at the same time? Does all the dots have the same height?
No.
Okay. Is there, looking at that data, is there a, does the dot start off small and then they stay high? Or all the data is low and then it becomes high? Okay, think about this. Does all your dots, we starting off with low numbers first, and then we go high, or do we go high first and then go low? Okay, all right. I'm just giving you, I'm trying to activate your mind to you describe, you have to describe in your own words, all right? Tell me about the range in your description. You should be able to tell me about the range in your description. You should be able to tell me also, are there any gaps in the data? Okay, if you finish with your description, then you can go to D. Now on D, D is asking you to find the mean, the median, and the mode of the data. Round to the nearest tenth place is necessary. Okay, you can solve this by using your decimals calculator. For those of you that need your calculator, but if you feel like you can solve this without using a calculator, you can do it by hand. So boys and girls, I'm just gonna read to you, some of the things that your book was saying, okay? You can continue to work. It say, describe the shape, distribution, and range of the data. Possible answers. The data is not symmetrical, meaning the data does not all have the same height, okay? It's not symmetrical. Does not make a line straight across, all right? Then it also says there's a cluster from 2 to 5 kittens, meaning, you see that it went from 3, then it went to what? 4, then it went to what? 3, okay? Then it stayed at a 3, so all of that is a cluster, all right? There's a gap between, a gap at 8. 8 has nothing, so there's a gap in the data. That means there's something missing, right? Okay? And then the range of the data is 8 kittens. Raise your hand if you got the range as 8. Okay? Raise your hand if you stated 2 things in your description that I stated in the book, that the book said could be possible. Did you recognize? Okay, good job, Ms. Davis. That's why I was asking you guys about the data starting low and going high. At some point, did the data go higher than it did on any other letter? Okay? So now you should be finding the mean, the median, and the mode of the data, and you're rounding it to the nearest 10. Alright? We know how to find the mean, we know how to find the median, we know how to find the mode. Okay? Then look at E. If you're one of those early people that's going real fast, you can go ahead and go down to E and try it on your own. Okay, go on to E. Boys and girls got about 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Okay. After you find the mean, the median, and the mode, E is asking you to, looking at the shape of the data distribution and the dot plot, which of these measure a center would best describe the data? Explain your reasoning. one is the largest? Because you got one in this page. One, two, three, and one, two, three. Which is the highest, the largest number of the moles. Mhm. Questions, questions, questions. Look at this shape, look at this shape. Look at this shape, look at that measures of center. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Boys and girls, your measure of centers are mean, median, and mode. For number 4, looking at the shape of the data distribution in the dot plot. So we're looking at the dot plot. Okay? Which of these measures of center would be the best represent the book missing a word. The best to represent the data. Okay? Which would be the best to represent the data out of mean, median, and mode? Explain why you chose either mean, median, or mode. Okay, it's a little tricky because it's missing a word there. There's a typo in the book. Okay? Look at the shape of the data. Look at your shape. Look how it goes. Okay? And the dot plot. Which of these measures of center, mean, median, mode, or range would be best to represent the data? Okay? We're gonna let Dee be our ticket out the door today since we ran out of time due to us having announcements to come in. Come on. Are you using a mean function? Because it's not gonna calculate it. If you're not putting it in using this, you don't use the, mean function, that's why it's not giving you what you use. You have to do all of that. Okay? Boys and girls, what do you have, or who can tell me what they have or share their answer for the mean? What is the mean, Miss Oliver? Okay, the mean is, you say 2? Raise your hand if you got 2 as the mean. Okay, anybody else got something different? What you got?
9.
Okay, you got 9 for the mean. All right, anybody else got something different?
4.11111.
Okay. So in the 10th place, we haven't talked about decimals yet. Your unit with the standards being changed, boys and girls. When we talk about the 10th place, we should refer back to what we learned in 5th grade about decimals, okay? This is a whole number. This is what, the tenths place, hundredths place, then this the thousandths place, okay? Mr. Hosey is correct. The mean is 4.1, okay? And if we was to round it to the nearest tenth, it would be 4.1. I know he got 1, 1, and so on, right?
But I did it to the 10th place.
To the tenth place, okay? So we need to check our mean. What did you add up? What numbers did you add up? Because it seemed like some of us added the wrong thing.
I added 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 9.
Okay, so where did you get all of that from? How did you, okay, on your dot plot? So you added these numbers, the number of dots that was in here? Okay, so you added 1 dot, then you added 3 dots, then you added how many? 4 dots?
Whatever number was at the bottom and the dots, I had to put that number right there.
Okay, so you did the same thing? You did the same strategy he used?
I added the dots in the data set, which got me, so decided by how many dots there were.
Okay, and how many dots were there?
18.
Okay, so they're saying they added the frequency. You did the same thing too? They added the frequency in the dots, and then they divided it by the number of dots that was in that frequency set, which is 18, okay? What's next? The median. Who wanna share what's the median? Miss Ivy? What's the median, Miss Ivy? You can handle it. 2, anybody got 2 with Miss Ivy? Okay, you got 2 too? Okay, Ms. Hernandez, what you got? Miss Cruz, what you got? Huh? 15, anybody got 15? What you got, Miss Oliver? 2? What you got, Miss Curry? The median is 4, y'all. The median is 4. We gotta take a look on tomorrow to see where you guys are calculating your mean, looking at this dot plot, okay? What is the mode? Some of y'all said none, you said none? What you said?
3.
The mode is 3. The mode is 3, okay? This gonna be a discussion out loud right fast, cause our time is up. So looking at the shape of the data, distribution in the dot plot, which of these measures of center? Measure of center is mean, median, and mode. Which one would you choose to be the best representative for representing this data? Anybody wanna take a shot? Which one would you choose? Come on, Sandra.
Mode, because that's where numbers go the highest, and then it has like the other numbers going around like a ladder or stairway around it.
Okay, so you say the mode because it's the highest, and the other numbers are going like in a what?
Stairway.
In a
One
stairway. Okay, anybody else wanna try? Anybody else wanna try? Come on, Miss Ivy, y'all. We discussing now. We shouldn't be still writing. We discussing. We still should not be writing. Okay. Miss Curry, last one.
If we were to look at the definition of a measure of center, it says a measure of center is used to describe the middle of the data set. So I would say the median.
Okay. You would say the median. All right. Some of y'all, we're not paying attention. Because we still should not be writing, okay? To be honest with you guys, mode will be the answer. The reason why mode is the answer is because the shape of the data shows an outline of which significantly impacts the mean and the median. Because we have so many 1s and 3s, that impacts our mean and our median, okay, in this data set, all right? Tonight, review this page and review your vocabulary, and we will pick up on this area, in this area on tomorrow, okay? Thank you, guys.